Histamine plays a role in a lot of different processes in the body. It helps with resolving inflammation, affects immune function, and even modulates brain chemistry. But when it builds up faster than the body can break it down, symptoms start showing up, and sometimes in ways that don't seem connected at all. Some people get flushing, itching, headaches after eating. Others feel lightheaded when they stand up. They have sinus congestion that never really clears, or maybe they develop hay fever or asthma. Others actually struggle with anxiety, and it seems to come out of nowhere. There's no clear pattern, and for a lot of people, the reactions feel completely random, but they're not. When histamine intolerance shows up, it's usually a sign that the stress response system has been dysregulated for a long time. It's important to know that histamine is not all bad. It's essential that we have it, but it should be in balance. The body is designed to release histamine and then break it down, but that process depends on a few different systems working together. Much of that happens in the gut. When the digestion is strong, the histamine gets released and then processed and then cleared out. But when the gut lining is damaged, we release excess histamine, and also the enzymes that break histamine down aren't working that well. Histamine starts to build up. And that's why people with adrenal fatigue often start reacting to foods that they never had an issue with before. The problem isn't necessarily the food itself, it's that their body is overreacting to the food, and then it isn't processing the histamine the way it used to. The nervous system plays a role here too. When the nervous system's stuck in fight or flight mode, everything feels like a bigger threat. The body becomes hypersensitive and histamine reactions get amplified. People who used to tolerate small amounts of histamine suddenly start reacting to tiny triggers. Symptoms feel bigger, last longer, and are harder to predict. The adrenals and the HPA axis are involved too. Cortisol helps regulate inflammation. So when stress has been too high for too long, cortisol either spikes too high or drops too low, and histamine reactions become even harder to manage. Reasonably, a lot of people turn to antihistamines when histamine tolerance gets bad. And sometimes they help, but they don't fix the reason why the body isn't managing histamine properly in the first place. Antihistamines block histamine receptors, but they don't stop the histamine from building up. And that's why over time, people need stronger doses or different medications just to get the same level of relief. The underlying problem is still there, which is that the body is overreacting to its environment, overproducing histamine, and then not processing it efficiently. So it actually fixes the underlying problem and helps the body to regulate histamine again? Well, temporary restriction and avoidance of triggers is part of it. But the goal isn't to cut out histamine altogether, it's to help the body process the histamine in the way it's supposed to again. That starts with getting the stress response system back into balance. And gut health plays a role here too. If digestion isn't working well, histamine builds up faster than it can be cleared out, and until the gut is processing histamine properly, cutting out foods only manages symptoms. It doesn't actually fix the problem. Now the challenge is that you can't fix the gut completely if your adrenals are still dysfunctional. The nervous system has to be supported too, so when stress levels come down, histamine reactions also start calming down. It's not immediate, but over time, a body that feels safe and regulated stops overreacting to normal amounts of histamine. Certain nutrients help too with this process. So vitamin C, B6, magnesium, zinc, all play a role in histamine breakdown. Some people actually find relief supplementing with the bioflavonoid quercetin, which works as a natural mast cell stabilizer, helps to repair the gut too. But no supplement is going to fully fix histamine intolerance if the body is still locked in a stress response. Histamine intolerance isn't just about food or an issue with your immune system. It's your body's stress response system needs support. The gut, the immune, the adrenals all play a role here. And when those symptoms aren't working properly, reactions become more and more unpredictable. The good news is that when stress is reduced and the stress response system is balanced, the gut heals, the immune system regulates, and the body starts controlling histamine the way it was designed to do.